This episode of Crashed While Loading. Wow, I'm just going to start that over because that was pathetic. This episode of Crashed While Loading is brought to you by Peace on Earth and Goodwill Towards Men.
You serious? Welcome to the Crashed While Loading podcast.
Does internet porn know you're cheating on it?
Video games,
Well, excuse me, princess.
movies and TV,
Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident too.
half-assed reviews,
Just as I suspected. Hollow!
and everything else.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
Off. We need to go on a quick adventure.
Hello, people of Earth! Welcome to Crashed While Loading, our fourth episode. All four of them under our belt. It's amazing. Almost no podcast has ever made it to four. Sadly, that's actually not probably wrong, believe it or not. I'm, of course, one of your hosts, Ashen Phoenix, and with me today is Jazz,
Hello.
Sib,
Howdy.
and Yunfei.
Hello.
So we've got a good show for everybody today. There's been plenty going on in the world, none of which we're probably going to talk about that's actually important or relevant in any way, shape, or form, because we're not really that kind of podcast. You could get that pretty much everywhere else. We're just going to have fun, and between episodes, you can weep softly for the fate of the world.
I do that every day, dear.
Yeah. Well, for the next hour, you smile. Damn it, smile. We're having fun.
Fair enough. I will try.
I just want it to be normal again. Remember when COVID-19 was the worst of our problems? Man, those days don't come back.
Don't forget murder hornets.
And the murder hornets.
Locusts.
I did see. Okay, this is completely. It was actually very beautiful. Apparently,
And there's an asteroid heading toward us. But,
yes, I
yeah.
saw that, but it's gonna miss us. Thank you,
Yes.
by the way, for Bruce Willis for everything you do for us on the people of Earth. But there was this awesome video I saw. It was a park that they were control burning, and when the fire swept through, what was left was green grass, because the park was filled with cottonwood trees that had left that billowy white cotton that they leave on everything. So it was white.
Uh-huh.
They catch it on fire, and it burns through quick, and the green grass underneath is all that's left. It was
Neat.
the coolest video. I really probably should have thought of that ahead so I could show people what it was, because I don't have a link to it, and you're just going to have to take my descriptive way about it. Yeah.
No.
Oh. Well, it was beautiful.
We want
You don't get a link.
link us.
No, we have already. There's no Legend of Zelda coming out anytime soon. So, with that, how's everybody been doing? Playing anything new? Anything interesting?
I have been in 2 weeks of hell, so I'm just glad to be able to relax
Smile!
and drink tea.
Smile at the camera. I feel like a politician's wife right now. I don't
Yeah.
want to be here right now. No, I do. This is the one thing I really look forward to.
I have been looking forward to
yeah,
this
just
for like
to-
4 days. So
Yeah, just to be something else and have fun with my friends.
yeah, I've really enjoyed gaming over the last 2.5, 3 weeks
Mhm.
because it's
Oops.
not reality,
go.
and I don't want reality. Not that reality hasn't beat me over the head with a hammer for the last 2 weeks, but yeah.
Yeah. So, how's that game been going that you got?
Well,
I forgot what it was
what
called.
was it called?
Yeah, we both forgot what
I
it
know
was
we're
called.
both like drawing a blank on it.
Universe Sim.
Universe Sim, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am a self-professed what's it called? Graphics snob. So it's really hard for me when games are too cartoony. But
Yeah, true.
And I like it when the people look like people, not like, those
Nuggets.
stupid raccoons that they have in Final Fantasy. Um,
Those are
whatever the
mods.
badger, raccoon, whatever it is. Anyway,
Moogles.
with a balloon on its head. Anyway, I'm okay. Anyway,
Like,
these in Universe Sim, they call them nuggets, and they're just like a body with floating hands and floating feet and a floating head, and they're not connected. It bugs me. But I am sort of kind of getting the hang of it. I'm gonna have to play it a couple of times. I'm still in the beginning stages.
yeah, it
They
looked
don't
like a
explain
pretty
it really well
complicated
at all.
game. Oh, really? The
They
tutorial's
don't
not great?
explain it all. You're just kind of thrown in, and they're like, "Okay, do this. Okay, do this. Okay, do this." And so I just constantly lost. I hate that shit. But anyway, I'll figure it out. It's kind of like a lot of other games that I've played like this. So it's not like a mystery. It's just a matter of figuring out where the buttons are because they are
Kinda like
literally
going
weird
from one
places.
MMO to another. You know the premise, but they move the
Right.
buttons.
Yeah, the buttons make no sense because like they're patterned after the Sim game, Sims 4.
Mm.
And it works kind of like Sims 4 in where the buttons kind of are, but they're not intuitive. So I click on something, okay, it must be this. No. And you can't hover over it and get anything. So you're really just like poke, 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 trying to figure out which one you need. And I poked one thing, and apparently I blew something up, so I had to restart the game. I'm not sure what I did yet.
The nuclear
Are you sure you
option.
wish to do this? It said. I said yes, and the whole game crashed. I was like, or not. Okay. Mental note.
Oh yeah,
So-
Sib found the fuzzy lawn burn. They should put it in the
I
general
don't
chat.
think it's the same
It's
one.
not the same one, but that looks pretty close.
And apparently cottonwood is highly burnable. so
Flammable. Yeah.
combustible. So don't it's not recommended.
So we
to
don't.
burn
So we shouldn't store it in a grain silo and then like smoke near it. Okay, good safety tip.
Oh, look at that.
I told you it's pretty neat, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Mental
It's
note that it's highly flammable, though.
Right. Very. I mean, it leaves green grass looking just fine, like nothing happened. So, but anyway, Universe Sim.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Universe Sim. I had to watch that. It was just fascinating. Anyway, so other than it not being very intuitive, it looks like it might be fun. Thank you very much for the gift.
Mhm.
Ashen was trying to help me to not delete my guild and stab myself in the face. So
Yeah, you know the irony was,
was a-
I was actually I was talking to you just before that, I had clicked on a video of top 10 like sim games, just or top 10 like under the ground simulator games, and that one looked like the most interesting. I was like, wait, that looks like something Jess would like.
yeah,
It was just coincidental that I happened to come across that at literally 10 minutes beforehand.
yeah. So I was pleased in the sense that it looks like it might be fun. It's also early access, which I avoid with like the plague because that means that everything's not working yet. Which may be part of the frustration in and of itself. But other than that, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I also bought a couple of other games, but I haven't tried them yet. I also tried. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I have to go open my library because I don't remember. That which wasn't, or something like that.
I want everyone to know we spend. I can't tell you how many hours throughout the 2 weeks between shows right now doing show prep. I mean, just hour after hour goes into every episode.
Yeah. Okay, I found it. Okay, it's called What Never Was, and it was free on Steam, which usually means it's going to suck. But it's actually kind of interesting. So I've been having fun with it when I'm in the mood. I
Yeah.
also bought Thea, The Awakening, and Thea 2. I haven't played them yet. That I will be dabbling with. A friend of mine plays it and really recommended it. So, but I've also been playing Banished because Banished is something I know and I'm very good at it. In between the, spates of drama that I had to deal with. So,
Yes.
hey,
it's
All
Fang.
the drama!
Oh, there he is.
I've been here a while you've been talking about your cheesy online games.
Man.
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about the drama. Just that
Yeah. it's
when
all
you
good.
run a guild, it's part and parcel to the whole genie gig.
Mhm.
It just is. It's just something that you have to deal with, and you can't just you can't erase everyone that pisses you off, or there'll be no one in your guild. So,
Yeah.
every now and then
Yes,
you end up
Faye.
What?
with
Hmm?
What?
Huh?
What?
Yeah.
Turn your hearing aid up.
grumpy
Okay.
old man.
Eh?
But anyway, so it got handled, but Ashen was a wonderful friend and listened to me rant, and then said, "Go play a game tonight.
Mhm. Go
Don't
play.
log back in."
Yeah.
So I didn't. I actually took like 18 hours off and went and did other things for a while. So it was what I needed to do.
My first thought was like, go spend time with your family, and I'm like, no, that just make you pissed off even more.
If I walked out into my house, it was such a mess. I'd have been just like madder. So I was just like, no, I'm just gonna stay in here and do something
You'd be
quiet.
like, you know what? We're just burning it all to the ground tonight. You know, you kids, you can live outside from now on.
Yeah, I was in a really bad mood, and I logged out of games so I didn't delete my guild. And you know how I've got to be pretty pissed to want to do that.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I was so angry.
Oh.
And I just went and laid in my room for a little while and stared at the walls and had the lights off in the dark. My husband came in, saw me laying on the bed, glaring at the ceiling, and he just backed out and shut the door. So
The fun part was I logged in after all this crap had gone down, so it was like landing in the D-Day invasion. I'm like, what is happening around here? It's madness around.
He didn't even know what was going on. He's just like,
I had no idea. I still don't. I really don't care.
It feels weird. Everyone's angry.
Everyone's trying to kill each other. Hey, how can I capitalize?
I saw him post in the thing. He goes, "Oh, power went out," and then he posted, "Oh, Jazz's power must have went out too."
Somebody, the NSA was after us, man, bro.
right in my brain. So I needed to go lay down for a little while. And then after that was over, I came out. Jay was like, "You okay, baby?" I said, "I will be." And I went back into my office and talked to Ashen and then played a couple of little games and got myself all smoothed back down, all my hair and all the spikes. And I was much better off when I got up in the morning. I felt better. So
yeah, well, that's good.
it's one of those things that you just got to do, and I did. So go me. But yeah, that was my 2 weeks. It's just kind of been, that was the culmination, but it has been little spats of drama for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think that was just where
you hit
that's
your
where
limit.
The dam broke.
Yeah.
The dam broke. I was like,
whoa. She got so angry there, she actually buzzed out for a second.
She went to the robot mode, yeah.
Is anybody else got anything new? I mean, I know I do, but I got a half-assed review for it. So
go for it.
Playing? All right. Well, apparently another game came out that I hadn't really heard of at all. Valorant, which is kind of, if anyone remembers the last episode, we talked about the Crucible from Amazon Games. Amazon Games, take a look at what somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing can do with a game that's free to play too. So, Valorant, it's from Riot Games. They're the guys behind League of Legends, which came back out in, like, was it 2009, 11 years ago, and it's still going strong and still in esports. And Valorant, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. It's
Did you say Valorant or Valorant?
Valorant. I did say Valorant, did I?
Yeah, I was like, okay, are we changing games in the middle of this conversation?
Well, it's better than that one that I thought was I forget whether they used the V when it was supposed to be a U in Corvus instead of chorus like it was supposed to be. So yes, Valorant, not Valorant. See, this is what happens when you do stuff live. You get the tongue-tied. I could edit it out and make myself sound smart.
We call those the fun troll moments, man.
Right, but we're not going to do that because we're not that kind of show. Also, lazy. But no, this game is actually a lot of fun. It's really, really reminiscent of Counter-Strike, or Counter-Strike Go, I guess they call it now, in the way you gain money round to round, and you spend it on weapons in between rounds, or if you die, you have to buy new weapons. If you live, you get to keep the ones from before. And the power-ups, too, because every character is kind of like Overwatch in that the characters all have their own unique abilities. But unlike Overwatch, they're limited use. They don't have an automatic respawn timer, so you have to buy them in between. So depending on the ability, you might get 1 to 3 uses out of each one. So this makes it so that you actually have to think when you're using your abilities because you've only got them so often, and they're not going to respawn until the next round if you can buy some. So that makes you actually have to think a lot more tactically, which I kind of liked a lot more, actually. And you also don't have to worry about somebody, just spamming a move, stepping back, spamming a move after it's redone, that kind of thing. It's got about 11 characters, half of which you are locked. But unlike a lot of games, they're not locked behind a paywall. They're locked behind a play the game. You get points. You move up into 2 different tiers of stuff. And once you do the free one, you can unlock characters. You just get eventually a character unlock whichever one you want. Just pick it. And then you get to all of them sooner or later. They also have a season pass, which is typical for this time of thing because it's free to play. Kind of like a lot of them do. Fortnite does it. COD or Call of Duty does it. All of them. But this one's only like $10, which, I mean, for a free game, I threw $10 at it, and even with an hour or two's worth of playing, because I've played a couple rounds, and some of them can last up to 40 minutes, so that takes a little while. I don't know. It feels like a good value, to be honest with you. I know once the season's over, they'll have another one. You have to spend another $10, or if you're still not playing it at that point, you don't. It does have a cash shop, of course, but unlike a lot of them, it doesn't have loot boxes. So
that's handy.
Right. You can actually, what you see is what you buy, and you could decide if it's worth the money or not. So far for me, it's all skins on weapons and stuff. So not really worth it. I mean, for me, it comes to skins on the characters looking different. That's probably when they get me, just like they do in ESO with clothing.
Oh yeah,
the bastards know right where to hit me. But no, the cash shop, it's not really egregious. It's even I don't know, less egregious than Overwatch because Overwatch does have those loot boxes, so you really don't know what you're buying. And because it's made by Riot Games, this is very obviously made for esports and is something you're going to see popping up all over the esports arenas, once people can be in an esports arena. Whenever that might be, who knows. But it's really a solid game so far, and it does only have 2 types of play. One of them takes, like I said, 30 to 45 minutes. It's the first, you have 5 people on each team. One team is trying to plant a bomb, or a spike as they call it. The other one's trying to defend the 2 sites. You do that, and the first to 13 wins the whole game. So it can actually go up to 25 rounds if you guys are neck and neck, and you get to 12 and 12, and whoever gets that next one wins. The other one's about 10 to 15 minutes. It's kind of the same thing, but it's only the first to 4 or 5 rounds. I forget which. And it automatically gives you weapons, which, I mean, it makes you play with other weapons, but when you're brand new to the game and you don't know, which what got me killed several times was the rifle they would give you is like a 3-shot burst. So I would click it, it'd do 3 shots, and then someone would mow me down because they knew to keep clicking the button, and I died. But that was really more of a I don't know what I'm doing than a problem with the game. It's also, the gameplay is really, really tight. It's very twitchy. You've got to really be good at your aim. You have to watch your corners just like you would in a lot of games because you're not a bullet sponge. It's not one of those games where you could, like Call of Duty on some rounds, where you can pump an entire clip into a dude's face and he's just like, I don't feel nothing. Now, you can get shot in the head once with this, and you're down. You're out. You're good. They do, and the added timer, and the one team defending, one team attacking, it keeps things going. So the rounds really don't last too long, but first to 13 is why it can take so long, especially if you guys are evenly matched. And like I said, unlike Amazon Games Crucible, this game, well, it has about as many features and game types, to be honest with you. I mean, it's only got those 2 modes are the only 2, just like Crucible only had 2 modes. It just feels better. It's a better feeling game. It's a lot more fun. The characters have a lot more personality. It's not nearly as chaotic. Oh, yeah, it's got things like voice chat in it already. Also, Crucible, Amazon Games probably should have looked into that before releasing it. So, and you could also tell on this one the level design for all of it is they just gave it just has better level design. The characters look better, the graphics look nicer and smoother, animations are better. It's just a good feeling game. If you like team shooter or team-based shooters like Counter-Strike or Overwatch, and you thought like, hey, if I could meld these two together, this is the game you've been looking for. And apparently it's blowing up everywhere. Even our son was doing it. So the price is great, free to play. So give it a try if you're into that kind of thing. It doesn't cost you anything to give it a shot. But that's my half-assed review on it, because that's all there is to it. Pretty basic. I'm sure they'll do more seasons and stuff, but there you have it. And they've already, according to Ericus, they already caught over 100,000 cheaters in the beta. That does not surprise me. Computer games. Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, there you
Sounds
go.
fun.
That was fun. That was a long review. Sorry about that. But it was half-assed now. So, we got a few news things here, too. But before we do that, because we have Sib. Hi, baby.
Uh-oh.
Hey, sweetie.
You. What did I do?
I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Say manila envelope for me.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Don't be mean.
Do it.
Manila envelope.
What in the world was that? What
I
in the
don't
actual world?
I don't like to say those words.
Come on.
Manila envelope. Manila
There you go. You got it.
envelope.
Well done.
No,
Hey!
you still didn't get envelope right. You went envelope.
Manila envelope.
There you
Manila
go.
envelope. I got it. I've been practicing. Damn it.
I don't know. The other day, later in the week, something came up with manila envelopes, and it was 5 minutes of her trying to spit that out. It was the most adorable thing ever. So,
Thing about the word combination that gets me. I hate it.
yeah, she's a postal worker. She knows how to say the word envelope, but you put manila
Envelope.
in front
I
of
can
it.
say envelope all day long.
Yeah.
But when you combine them, it's like, oh shit, here we go.
Vanilla envelope.
Yeah.
You would definitely not win that word on the prices, or not the prices right.
I don't know, but I hate those words
Or
together.
not Jeopardy. Wheel of Fortune, where you
Wheel
have to
of
guess.
Fortune,
Yeah,
bro.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Went through every game show in the last 100 years.
He gets the biggest kick out of that, though.
I do. It's so cute.
Hate it.
All right.
I'm sure other people get tongue-tied on. Okay, everybody. What words tongue-tie you? Come on. Fess up.
I couldn't
know
say
there's people-
ambulance for the longest time as a child,
Amber lamps.
but I can say it now.
Um.
I don't think there's any word I used to say miscellaneous. But a lot of the words that I used were because I read them and I never said them.
did
And
it
so when I had to say them,
Phonetically.
yeah, I didn't get it right at all.
I know our
Like facetious, I had no idea how to say that word. And my
feces. Are
I
you
got
being
facious
feces
or
with
something
me?
like that? It was just really funny. But
I
yeah,
know. Our
I
daughter
don't have-
famously did abruptly because she thought the B was silent in abruptly.
And she'd
Oh,
been
I know
using
one
it
I
through
can't
school
say.
for a long time.
What's that?
Washington. God damn it. Washington.
See, I'm not
I-
the only one.
I put an R in there, and I can't not.
Washington.
It's
That's
Some of that-
Washington.
country, sweetie.
Yeah.
Some of that Iowa water, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a name for it. I
Thank
forget
you,
what it's
Brad.
called, but I put an R
Oh.
in Washington. And whenever I would go visit my friends in Washington, they'd be like Washington. And I'd say Washington. There's no
Washington.
R.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple people around here that call them warshers. So
Yeah.
you got your washer and dryer.
Uh-huh.
That sounds
That's
like some
right.
Yankiness to me.
Funny enough, they also the same people that have a problem saying Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire. Nope.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce.
Got her, coach.
Worcestershire sauce.
I'm not feeling so bad
Worcester-
now.
Worcestershire. There we go. Worcestershire. No, I can't do it.
Yankee here.
You start saying stuff so fast, and your brain just doesn't click in, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever
I
that word was. Yeah.
I make fun of you guys, but I'm doing this thing. Mass blah, 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 like that over. Like, oh, the word was behind. Sorry.
Oh yeah, like
So.
somebody snoring the other night, and I woke him up to roll him over. I was like, "Come on, roll over." He goes, "Yeah, no, I ain't really well over." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
I don't remember any of
He
this.
was totally talking back, but it was like he was a drunk man. I was like, "Oh my god, roll over!" And he's like, "Yeah, roll him over. I'm leaving here." And I'm like, and then he tries to put his arm around me, and I'm like, "Get him!" It's like, no.
I don't remember.
I was so pissed.
She could be making this entire thing up. I have
Highly possible.
no memory of it, but me being a smartass in my sleep without even realizing it sounds entirely plausible.
It is totally
You
doesn't know any
rolling
other-
over
He
snoring.
doesn't know any other way than to be a smartass.
Yeah. Well, the alternative is to be a dumbass, so pick your poison.
Nobody wants that.
Now, you gotta get a little closer to your mic. Sometimes you don't kick on, baby.
Me?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There's been a few words you said, and it just doesn't come through. So, all right.
Just remember, kids, you can't argue the drunk or the sleeping ashen.
That's right. Well, I mean, you can, but you're still going to lose.
You get nowhere, yeah.
I got a few news things here, and I picked them because they're the dumbest ones. And now this first one, I know we're not talking about all the stuff that's going on with George Floyd because it's tragic and horrible enough as it is. But this asshole, Josh Trank, he's the mastermind, the brilliant, I mean, just unbridled film master that made 2015's Fantastic Four. You guys remember that one, right? The shit show that was the Fantastic Four. He said his biggest regret, and yes, he did say the word that was his biggest regret. This is his biggest regret. I guess he didn't watch the whole movie. Was that he wanted to cast Susan Storm to be played by a black actress, and he caved to pressure by the studio. Now, virtue signaling aside, I actually find this horrible that he wished this upon a black actress out there that would have ruined her career before it even started by being cast in his movie. So I'm thankful that he didn't get his way because that would have been horrible. Some poor lady would have been like, and now my career's over. You know, like the white girl that played Susan Storm. You've never seen in anything since because it was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just he's an awful person. He actually does this every few months just to try to stay in the headlines. Like, why you would even bring up the fact that you did the Fantastic Four from 2015 at all?
Any attention is attention, man.
I know. I mean, it's
That's
up there
right.
with Catwoman.
They were that kid, yeah.
Yeah, it's just bad. Also in movie news, Ari Aster, or Aster, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's foreign and I'm American. It don't matter none. Hey. Anyway, it could be Ari Aster. I probably should have looked that up before. But anyway, he's the guy behind Heredity and Midsommar, those two horror
Super weird movies.
Right.
Yeah.
He said
dear God.
he said his next horror comedy will clock in at 4 hours long. And I quote, "All I know is that it's going to be 4 hours long, over 17 years of age." So rated R, obviously. I've actually seen both Heredity and Midsommar, and having seen and sat through each of those, I didn't realize until I read this that he hasn't already made a 4 hour long movie. Because that's exactly how long those two fucking movies felt like they took. It was...
Yeah.
Heredity was okay, I guess. At least I could follow the plot. Midsommar?
He's in a bear suit.
He's in a bear suit. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that whole movie's freaking weird.
Well, I watched that whole movie, and all I could say is this is why not all cultures are equal. That these stupid college kids go there and they watch someone jump off a
Hey,
cliff.
spoiler.
Yeah, we're in spoil. You know what? I'm doing you a favor.
And
Jump
then
off a
didn't have
cliff
the,
and
the
then
presence
hammer
of mind
someone.
to get out.
Yeah, and then they hammer someone's head in with a giant wooden hammer, and the kids visiting are from college. Of course, they're college kids. They're
I guess
idiots.
it's okay. We'll stay because, you know, dumb.
They don't leave immediately. They're like, we have to accept other people's... They just caved a guy's head in with a fucking hammer. Are you kidding me? Leave. Okay. They're crazy.
Okay. I have to say that, yes, that was disturbing. But there was some parts that were even more disturbing.
There were visually some good parts in it. The entire story,
Not
though...
visually, but no. I mean, there was some parts like...
yeah. Yeah, the
Mm-mm.
red lemonade part.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if that movie were based in
Like,
reality...
you want it nice and fresh and extra fresh.
Right.
No!
It was...
Okay.
Serious. It was so unrealistic. I mean, if I
Homemade,
watched two
100%.
people jump off of a cliff and then have their head caved in, does anybody stay around those people?
No, I started looking for ways to take them out. But hey.
Right. You immediately run. I mean, you gasp in horror first, and then you run for your life because clearly it's a cult. That's all I'm saying. Fucking Swedes. For all our Swedish listeners, you're amazing people, and we hope you keep listening. Unless you're that creepy cult where you smash people's faces in which case, stay away. Don't listen. We don't want you.
In which case, we'll say good day.
Good day to you, sir. Good day. The other one, and this one's super weird. Sega's releasing a new Game Gear Micro. Did anybody see this thing?
Not yet.
It's literally big enough that it fits in the palm of your hand. It runs on 2 AAA batteries. You know how the 2 of the little small ones fit into it, but it literally it makes your phone look large. And
Is
there's
this a Game Gear?
It's a Game Gear Micro. But you know how they've been making those little small things lately? It's like that. It comes with 4 games depending on there's 4 different blue, black, red, and yellow. And each one, depending on what color you get, has 4 different types of games on it.
Right.
It's about $50. Also runs on a USB port if you need it.
Why would you want a smaller screen for a Game Gear? I'm just saying.
Not to mention, it's only got the 2 buttons. Like, my thumb is bigger than both buttons, and I got teeny tiny girl thumbs. And I mean, I just look at that.
Can you confirm that?
Thumb right,
Sid?
yeah, right there.
I confirm that, yes.
Yeah. I do not have big
Girl thumbs.
I've not got big finger meaty sausage kielbasa hands like some people in the house, Sib. But
Dang.
Ow,
I do
man.
have large hands. I have large hands, and I'm sorry. But he's never complained about them.
Woohoo!
that's right.
Dang.
Well,
Choke me, baby.
Well,
Anyway,
there's that.
so-
Hey.
Don't kink shame me. But no, it's
heaven.
also it's exclusive to Japan right now, so I'm sure we'll see some exported, and it will always be in all Japanese, which will be a problem if you do. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this probably ends up coming out here at least in some limited capacity, even if they only release like the one with Sonic or something on it. But I mean, this thing is so tiny. I mean, just playing on my phone, my thumbs kind of start cramping up. But this thing is smaller than that. And the screen, not to mention, is like a 1.2 inches or something ridiculously small. So on top of the carpal tunnel, you're also, going to go blind slowly but surely trying to play on this damn thing. I mean, it's
Yeah,
neat
sounds
looking.
true.
It's kind of cool, but it's got to be a cultural Japanese thing because Sega, I guess, is still big over there. They really haven't done much in a while. Stopped doing consoles and they started doing games, and then they forgot how to do both. So
And their characters ended up on Nintendo consoles, which is the ultimate hilarious.
yeah, I know. Who won that console war, huh? You
Yes,
bunch
it
of-
was Nintendo, and you said Nintendo don't. Well, guess what? They do.
Yeah, Nintendo. Oh, coaster. Drop my coaster. There we go. I got it.
Sorry.
Only the old trolls remember that from the console wars.
Yes, the old Nintendo versus Sega. I played on. I think I played a friend's Genesis,
Yeah.
And all I did was trash on it. It's like, your controller's only got 3 buttons. Super Nintendo's got 4.
I was a
And the
Nintendo
2 on
guy.
the
'cause, you know,
top.
hey,
Yeah. No, I was an SNES. That was my jam. I was a Nintendo boy right up until about the Wii. I didn't get a Wii. I had one through Chris or Sib here. Then we skipped the Wii U because everybody
Yeah.
did. And now we got a Switch, which I love the Switch. It's an awesome console.
Post N64, I just went to PC and never went back, pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah, and for me, it's there. I've always still enjoyed consoles just because there's so many exclusives. I just love video games in general.
All the exclusive, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't have them, I mean, we got.
Looking at you, Sony. Final Fantasy VII. I'm still sore.
Well, and like for PlayStation, they've got The Last of Us 2 coming out here on the 16th, 10 days from now, and I can't wait for that. I know everyone's. I guess the spoilers leaked. I think I've managed to avoid them so far, and everyone was pissed off about something that happens in it. I don't know, and I don't care because I'll play it still regardless because I play a game like that for the story as much as I do for the gameplay. And it never ends. It's a tragic world and horrible things. I mean, Jesus, if you played the first one, the ending alone is like, holy crap, that's not a good move. That's a bad idea. I mean, I don't blame him, but woof.
I mean, the beginning kind of rips your heart out and stomps on it too.
First 10 minutes of that is just, I mean, it's just, but that's Naughty Dog. That's what they do. They're awesome. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll have, I don't know how much I'll get through with it in 4 or 5 days before a show kicks in, but I did have one other thing, and this is more of we have no more news, so now we're just going to talk for like the next 15 minutes, whatever. The other day I was playing Mortal Kombat 11, competitive, like online against other people. So I did an unintentional dick move.
Oh gosh.
It was Sib's fault, so I'm blaming her for this.
It was my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
whoever you were, he had to rescue me.
I had to rescue baby and crashing blood sugar levels. So, but I was playing competitive mode, so you do 3 rounds of first to 2. So I played the first 2 rounds. I whooped this guy's butt, and then before the second round of 2 starts, I hear, "Mike, I need you. Come get the baby." And because we were watching our grandson, and her blood sugar was crashing, so I was like, fuck. All right, and I just put the controller down. I didn't leave the game. I just put it down. So that would leave my character Jade just sitting there getting her ass whooped for 2 rounds in a row. So I went and grabbed the baby. She got something in her system, and I was like, all right. And I came in here with Tobias, my grandson, in my arms, grabbed the controller just as the 3rd round was starting. So this guy had 2 rounds where he just whooped my ass, and I wasn't responding whatsoever. And he did a finisher on me. And then I get back just as it says, fight! And I proceed to do a flawless victory on him because he didn't touch me once. And then the 2nd round came up, and he got like 1 hit in, and I whooped his butt with a baby in my arms, no less. And then I finished him off. Which,
this could be a master troll move. You let them think they're gonna win, and you come back and flawless them
That's
twice.
what my thought was. Is he probably thinks I'm the world's biggest asshole right now that I just that first round I beat him so well that I was just gonna let him feel like he could get another couple in, and then I give him a flawless victory and take his head off with a baton.
Dire Fear achievement unlocked for you, sir.
Right?
He felt bad, and I was like, "I'm
Don't
sorry.
feel bad.
I needed help. I could not stand up. I was shaking real bad, and I was like, I need somebody to take him so I don't drop him.
Take the baby."
That's a long troll. You took care of the wife, took care of the grandson, and whooped that dude's butt online and with no ground to spare.
And it was my grandson's first fatality, which I was like, probably shouldn't have let you see that, but he didn't know it. He was too busy looking at the controller. He's 5 months. He doesn't know what he's looking at yet. Hopefully, we'll see.
Baby's first fatality.
I know.
Baby's first fatality. Uh-huh.
And it was a woman, so woman power. I like playing Jade. She's awesome. So
there you go.
Gotta go with what we go. And I know we didn't get it last episode, but I saw you had here something coming to Netflix that's near and dear to your heart, Strafay.
Oh yes.
And I did put it on there, actually. I just copied it. That's the great thing about this show. If we don't get to something, I can just copy and paste it and put it on the next show.
So Kevin Smith is doing a direct, I should say, sequel to tie up all loose ends from the original cartoon show for Masters of the Universe and my boy He-Man, because Skeletor. And it's going to be great. Apparently there's another show coming after that that's not connected, but we'll see. I just hope one of them shows up on Netflix.
Would that be, I wonder, would one of them be connected to the She-Ra thing, you think? I mean, that's
I don't think
too,
it is because they clearly stated there'd be no He-Man and She-Ra, and the few tidbits I did get, spoiler alert for season 3, is that Hordak Prime pretty much has She-Ra where he wants her, and he's like, look, oh, you're Eternian. Oh, I wiped your people out years ago. You'll be the final fall. And I was like, no, Prince Adam, no.
So she's like the Superman of Eternia. She's all that's left.
Pretty much, and she ain't, well, we're not going to get into that, but no, it was okay. She'll be the last Eternian, period. That's all I'll say.
Well, I mean, she's a woman.
Yeah. She'll be the last Eternian, the way they ended it.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so much for that.
There. Well, I mean, take one for the team.
Hey,
it's rebuilding a species.
I guess they did. I was just happy the Seahawk finally got his bones with Mermistra, the princess he'd been pining over the whole. It was hilarious. You'll have to see it.
Yeah, I have no idea who any of these
But no,
people
yeah,
are.
He-Man is coming back to Netflix. Super excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Kevin Smith too, so you know, and you've got what is it here? Mark Hamill as the Skeletor.
Mark Hamill is indeed voicing Skeletor.
Yeah, and
Kevin Conroy is who used to be Batman, the animated series, is voicing Merman.
Which is so random for an actor or a voice actor of his caliber. You're like, you know what, Merman, that's the one for you, Kevin.
But at least they'll be on the same side this time, right?
That's true. Yeah, they won't be opposite. We'll get to see Mark Hamill, like, put out those horrible, like, yo, festering boob, kind of a.
King Randor,
yeah.
come in, you royal boob. Yeah.
Just as I thought. Hollow. It's from the intro, so.
Oh, I love Skeletor. So much love.
Oh, I know. Somehow, he's kind of. I think him and Ghost Rider have to be related because they both have like a skeleton face and neck, but they've still got a meaty body. So I mean, what do you like? At least cousins, right?
Something like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta be somewhat related here.
I mean, I don't see Ghost Rider hanging out at the Eternia at Snake Mountain Gym, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because he's on Earth, but that's where he came from. He's like, you know what? He's the black sheep of the family because he wears, black leather.
I'll ride a motorcycle and light my head on fire.
Right, yeah. Instead of wearing, crisscross leather straps over his naked chest, he's like, you know what I believe in? Clothing. I'm going to Earth.
There you go.
Yeah. So, the other thing you put on here, too, was apparently you had trouble finding good horror movies on Netflix.
Which movie? I'm sorry.
Candyman.
Oh, yes. So Jordan Peele is directing a direct sequel to the first Candyman movie.
Yes.
And the hero of the movie is that little baby who gets kidnapped in the very first movie.
Oh, really?
And he gets subsequently saved. Yes, he's an artist. He's struggling. He wants to bring back his career, kind of, by embracing his local neighborhood. Has since been demolished. It's the same place where it all went down.
Yeah.
And he inadvertently brings him back.
Didn't they? I swear they had a trailer for this new Candyman, didn't they? Or was it just a teaser?
Yeah.
I thought there was a trailer out.
Yeah.
There is a trailer. It's great.
Okay. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, and Peele's. I mean, I loved. Was it Get Out? Was the first one that
Yeah.
he did, and then Us was okay. It was a little out there. It wasn't really all that scary. So, but he does great stuff. I liked him in. He was the intro to the new Twilight Zone. I think I was able to see the one free episode they had on that. And he did good on that because he's involved. It was kind of in the vein of Black Mirror on how they were doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, was it still coming? Yeah, it says here it was supposed to come out in June. I wonder if it's still coming out in June or not. Candyman 2020. Sorry. Now I got to look it up. I should have come prepared, but I didn't realize it was supposed to come out that soon. Release. Let's see here. Nope, they moved it back to September 25th. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they moved it back for the craziness.
Because of COVID. Otherwise, it was out in next week, actually. It would have been,
It would have been
June 12th. Dang.
I'd have been there checking that out.
Uh-huh.
I loved Candyman. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a shame. So many good movies. Like, let's see. Let's go to Box Office Mojo here real quick. Let's see what's yeah. Right now, for the last weekend, we have of course the classic film that everyone I'm sure probably went and saw, The Wretched, with a whopping $175,000 take.
Wow.
So, which it still did better than Max Winslow and The House of Secrets at a staggering $425.
That's rough. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how these movie theaters, apparently they're really going. They're like AMC.
I heard tale that AMC, is going under, right?
Well, there's talk of them. Well, they filed for bankruptcy, so that doesn't necessarily mean they'll go under. They could come back from that, but they're also pissed off at, I forget which, was it Universal, because they were talking about just doing stuff online digitally only. It's like, well, then you're going to have no movie theaters, and they were going to boycott all their stuff, but apparently other theaters are starting to be like, yeah, you guys, if you do that, you're going to put the entire movie industry down the drain. How can you... I don't know if people will... There's an experience to going to see something like that. Yeah, I know the COVID thing, but it's not going to be around for, ever. So you got to still release that stuff. I don't know. Anybody else out there? Am I talking to myself here?
We're here.
Well, I hear ya.
Yeah,
I'm
talk,
here
people.
somewhere.
Come on.
Well, I think part of the problem is that the movie theater business has kind of screwed themselves.
Oops.
I mean, it's been declining for a while now. I think COVID just kind of gave
It's been declining rapidly over the last 20 years, and they've refused to do the sensible thing to fill their seats. Instead, they just keep raising prices.
Yeah,
Right.
charge like $10 for a bag of popcorn, right?
Right.
Exactly.
And their concessions are off the charts. And so, rather than use the normal way of handling this sort of decline, which would be to lower prices to encourage people so you fill your seats. But, motels do this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When they can't fill their whole thing, then the next person that comes in gets 20% off their room. Or they advertise, you come and you get 2 rooms, you get your third night for free. They find a way to cut prices so that they can still fill their rooms and make money.
Yeah, buy 2 seats, get 1 half off or something like that.
Right. I mean, the reality is that the movie theater business has been in decline because they refuse to accommodate their competition, which is Netflix and buying movies online and that whole thing. They will not. What's the word? They won't adjust. They won't
evolve.
And if they're not going to do that, they're going to die. So I think that maybe part of this
have done real good. Like the ones around here, they did they're all stadium seating. You pre-do your things online, so you don't have to get there 40 minutes early to get a good seat. And some of them, we got one that you can buy food that's actually not bad, alcoholic drinks if you're old enough.
Yes.
And those fill up pretty good, and they do really good
Those
business.
are doing very well.
Yeah.
The dinner theater places, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, we've
got
several of those around.
I've never been to one, but I see them.
Almost every one of them here in Tulsa
they
is
do
like
well.
that. Yeah.
They do well. They have you sit at a table, the floor is at an incline, so every seat is good. And there's the big screen, and everybody eats and watches a movie, and it's cool.
Yeah, you do your date and your movie at the same exact time.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
A restaurant, they're quality food. They're adapting. Or you have the dollar theater where instead of having the movie that here locally, one of the movie theaters here, they don't show the new upcoming movies. What they show is things that were out 2 or 3 years ago. They fill the whole thing. It's $1.50 a piece for a seat. And they fill their movie theaters with old movies that don't cost them very much to get, and they're making money.
They could have a retro 70s or 80s or 90s night. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we had one.
They're making enough money that they're able to fix up the theater now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and there is a place for that. We had a dollar theater, couple dollar theaters around here, but one of them was Cinemark owned, and it went under. But I think a lot of that was because it was, had to been 30 years old, the building itself. So if you got a seat, you couldn't. It was the old theaters we all grew up with. If somebody with a big hat got sat down in front of you, you couldn't see anything. The floors were sticky. The popcorn was stale. It wasn't good, and it went out of business. And now
that old time feeling in the dollar theater.
Yeah. And Synergy's there now, which is they've got the movie theater. They have video games. They got a bowling alley. They got food, escape rooms, all in one. And it was doing really well. I know it's opened up again, but I don't know. And right now, movie theaters, they're double screwed because even if they do open, like in our area, a few of them I think may be opening soon.
No, I think some of them have already opened.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well they're doing.
They're doing like every other seat or every third seat.
Yeah.
So people are apart, which, one of our local friends was like, of course they can do that. That's the only thing that.
Yeah.
So the same amount of people are getting in. They're just making sure you can't sit next to each other.
They're just deciding where you don't sit next to. Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't, and that there's a certain thing to that too. Cause I mean, Sib and I, if we went to a movie, we can sit next to each other. We're in the same house all the time. So hopefully they are not like only every other seat. Because you imagine go to a movie with kids and you can only sit every other seat and your kid is like five seats down.
Well, I was going to say.
That's a bad idea.
That's what's really going to hurt him. Because I heard they were talking to a lady on the news station the other day about whether she liked the fact of being able to buy the movies at home or go to the theater. And she's like, I've got 4 kids. It was the Trolls movie that came out that made the big fuss. She bought it for her kids for 24 hours and they were able to watch it. She said like 8 times. And she said, they're not bothering anybody. They're sitting in our living room. If they get rambunctious, she said, I would much rather do it that way. Okay. That's really going to hurt them because a lot of the movie theaters, they make a lot of their money off families that go to see the family shows.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to hurt.
There was one of the talk shows I listened to. He said the exact same thing because his wife was at home with the kids, and she rented that for 24, 48 hours, and he said they watched it 4 times. So that lady wasn't the only one. The other kids. And it was the Trolls movie, too, which, ugh.
And honestly, I don't mind going to the theaters every now and then, but there are sometimes I'm like, that's okay. You have to think. You drive 30 minutes to the theater, 30 minutes back.
Yeah.
Not to mention the time waiting for the movie to start. Because you have all the previews. You spend not just 2 hours or however long the movie is. You're spending an extra hour just to go. Yep. I don't have that kind of time.
Get all your buddies together. Yeah, it's kind of experience. And if you're wrangling kids, that's a bigger headache.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it on a date night. I know, a date night. Yeah, we're going to go see a movie. We're going to just, hang out. It's just going to be me and Ashen. I'm cool with that. But there's some days I don't want to spend 3 or 4 hours going to a movie when I've got other things I need to do. Like baseball.
Yeah, they really need to. I mean, there are some I would pay personally to go to a theater for like a date night and pick a movie to watch in a small private theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and like 4 of my friends. We can just sit and watch on the big screen. And I'd be willing to pay 3 or 4, bucks over what they would normally like. So like $10-12 per person to get in to do that because it's just the 5 of us and it's private.
That's gonna turn into though, right?
Well, yes. And they
both
would have
getting down in those little small rooms, yeah.
Yes. They're going to have to police that. But my point is that there are 100 ways for them to make more money, but they're not willing to do any of it because they've maintained theaters haven't really changed in the way that they run their business in 100 years. And they're still hiring children and paying them shit. And, that hasn't changed. And they're going to have to evolve. So I don't feel that bad for them. If COVID is the end to some of this, I'm okay with that because it's like, well, if
think
you
it'll-
can't evolve, what the hell are you doing?
I think. Yeah, well, I mean, we already saw AMC, like you said, they're hurting, but a lot of them they just. I wonder if that will be. If it'll be the return of the locally owned movie theaters. We have 2 or 3 here in Tulsa that are, they've been around for 60, 70 years.
Is B&B one? I don't know.
No,
I was just
B&B
curious.
no,
Is
B&B
it all over?
Star World, they came in about the time episode 1 came out. So what, 1999, so 20 years they've been around.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually newer technically. And they had to retrofit their stuff because, as far back as 1999, they were still stadium seating was barely a thing. So they had to retrofit the entire thing, and now it went from a teeny bopper, which was what ruined that theater. They let teenagers in there, and they were running around. There was always problems.
Teenagers.
So it got a bad reputation.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and now it's amazing. They got a bar. They've their popcorn. They've got those awesome drink machines where you just touch a
I love those
computerized
things,
screen,
man.
and it's got like 5,000 different sodas in it.
So I can have cherry Nuka, I can have peach Nuka, I can have raspberry Nuka. I didn't know that existed.
And I
glorious.
can combine all 3 of them if I'm.
And I could make the ultimate suicide. Yes,
That's right.
my man.
Yeah, but no, it's. And I love. There's something to me. I love. I like it more than Sib does. But I've always loved the movie experience.
You like the popcorn.
I do love the popcorn,
Dude,
I will
yes,
say.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm about that popcorn.
But-
I really never cared for that, but I like the experience, the big screen, the darkness all around. There's just something about it.
There was, like in experiences that you can't get at home. What was I forget which X-Men 2, I think it was. It was the one where, at the very beginning they're fighting the fake Sentinel or something, and Wolverine, the head drops, and Wolverine does this thing. I can't remember it. And the black guy next to me, hell yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, I
I
love
was
those
like,
moments, man.
goddamn right. I looked at him and gave him a fist bump. I was like, yeah, I'm glad someone else here. But he was pumped up as much as I was. Like, it was an awesome moment. I love sharing moments like that with people, It's just awesome.
I remember ribbing my buddy in the ribs when Captain America picked up the hammer of Thor.
Thor.
He is worthy, and I was like,
the
damn, a fist
and the
in the
theater
air.
went,
Oh, yeah.
Our
It's
theater
glorious.
just broke out. Yeah. And I
Or
love
when you're watching King Kong
knew it was coming.
with a probably a 6-year-old, and he's walking away from the ice skating rink, and all of a sudden you hear, "I see his cheekies," and the whole theater just erupts into laughter.
That's hilarious.
yeah.
Or when your grandmother spits her dentures across the floor.
Shit. I forgot about that.
There's so many wonderful moments.
So we were watching. I went with
Aladdin.
my family to see Aladdin. My mom Mary, who passed away recently,
Oh, I loved her.
she laughed at something, and she was in a wheelchair in the aisle, next to the chairs. She laughed at something and it shot her dentures out.
Oh, man.
So my family in the middle of Aladdin is trying to find her dentures. They can't find them anywhere. They look everywhere. It turned out she had laughed so hard she spit her dentures out 4 rows in front of her and somehow to the left underneath someone's seat. So we had to wait till the movie was over. They were worried that someone would step on her dentures. But no, they were safe underneath the seat. So yeah, that's my family.
There's only experiences you could get at the theater.
True.
Yeah.
I
but
love those
it's-
moments. Like, case in point, back in the 90s, do you remember that horrible Street Fighter movie, Ashton?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, we went right after high school, and I was with my cowboy buddy, and my buddy went to the Navy. And when when Guile and his troops started running out, someone stood up and went, "Yo, Joe!" The whole crowd erupted. It was glorious.
All right. Well, I've got one. I went and saw. It was Episode 1, Star Wars, and I managed to get a midnight ticket, but went by myself. My ex stayed home because she's fun.
She's a derp. Go ahead.
Right. But there was some kids in the front row because again, this was the old theater. It was in Eastland Hills Mall, which doesn't even exist anymore. It's actually, yeah, it was the theater downstairs and where I think now
DMV is now.
it's
a DMV.
It's a B&B. Oh, is it there still? Oh.
No, it's a DMV.
Oh yeah, DMV. Okay.
DMV at the mall.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
This mall it's got Coke products. It's got like a Coca-Cola headquarters now. It's not a mall anymore. It's a shopping center basically.
Pretty much.
It's not a shopping center. It's more like a business
center thing.
Yeah.
But that old thing. So these guys were up there talking like, oh, blah, 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 blah. They were just up there sitting on the back of their seats being annoying. And even though I was by myself, I was in the back, and I went into So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. William, move your head. Look at the size of that boy's noggin. Looks like an orange on a toothpick. Reminds me of Sputnik, round and pointy in places. The size of his head, it's probably got its own weather system. Move it! And they looked at me, and then everyone started clapping, and they sat down and shut up for the rest of the movie.
Excellent.
But I just went on that whole spiel because I can, and I liked that movie, and I have a stupid memory for idiotic quotes. So, yeah. And again,
ain't
another
nothing wrong with
movie-going
that.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I hope they, like Jazz was saying, they do need to evolve. And the ones around here, they've actually, I mean, we're in Broken Arrow and Tulsa. You're in the sticks, but damn near every one of our theaters has been retrofitted.
It's true.
For that new stuff. We have one, it's the Regal something or other now. The Warren Theater. Regal bought it out. But
Regal
they've got
something or other.
Yeah. And they've got adult director's suites, which is kind of like what you were talking about, Jazz, but it's more like I think there's only like 20 seats per screen.
Yeah, I think so.
But they're also like $20 per seat.
Ouch.
But they'll bring the food to you. Order the food there. They bring it out to you during or before the movie if you get there early enough. I mean, but it's exactly what you were talking about, Jess. But it is definitely not like $3 or $4 over the standard price. It's more like double the price.
And I don't, and that's the thing. I think people will pay for that. That's not the issue. But if you're just going, why would you go and spend $50 to see a movie that isn't all that great difference between what you can see on your $5,000 entertainment system at home and a TV screen where people are farting and talking next to you?
Yeah.
It's,
like when we've gone to see it, we went and saw Infinity. We saw the big Marvel movies like Infinity War and things like that were like 3 hours long. We got our money's worth out of that. They have the most amazing chili fries.
Cheese fries.
Cheese. Is it cheese fries?
But they need to change up their food. They need to change up the way that they do business and really work at like there's a movie theater. I forget. One of my friends was telling me about it, and I think she lives in Florida. She said that they have trays, like airplanes do, that come down from the front, and then you can put your stuff in front of you and you can eat while you watch, and there's a table.
Yeah, some of them have tables. The one here, it's built into the armrest and it swivels out, but it can swivel in so that you've got your own little mini table. Yeah. I've also seen some where they have like in that one, the seat also reclines and it heats your ass. So if you're in a cold theater, and somebody doesn't do well with cold, Sib, you can warm up your bum.
The old bum warmer.
The old bum warmer.
There are places that have basically lazy boy chairs that you sit in, and
that's all the ones around here. Almost every single one of them is a lazy boy. Yeah.
That is, you have to slide your fat ass into this little tiny seat that's uncomfortable as hell. You know,
it's a quarter inch. It's a quarter-inch plastic and a quarter-inch padding.
And and the person next to you, you're sharing 2 inches of arm space you have to touch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their response to all this was to cram as many people as they could into a theater, so it's uncomfortable.
It's worked for the airline industry. Oh wait.
No, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. And the movie theater businesses have really kind of followed the airlines with the same kind of concept.
Yeah.
Instead of going the other way, which is to make it more financially feasible for more people to attend in a world where most people do not have a lot of disposable income. So you want to give them some good reason to show up and give you their money.
Yeah, and around
In
here,
a world where folks are broke.
in a world filled with movies that no one can see. One
Exactly.
man, one vibrating seat that heats your ass.
One
has the
cheeky warmer.
solution. Yeah. But yeah, around here, literally almost every theater has retrofitted. They've all got those reclining chairs. Not all of them warm your ass, I will admit. They're not all perfect, but they do recline. So
there you go.
All right. Well, I think that about covers it. I know Sib's got to get heading out, and we're at our 1 hour mark anyway, so we're good. We've successfully managed to get all 5 minutes worth of material into this hour-long show.
And I will say thank you, everybody, for showing up at 2, because this was the only time I could do it. I have baseball games at 6 that are 2-hour drive away. So
yeah,
that's why I've got to bolt. But I really appreciate everybody, changing it for just this one day.
Yeah.
It's not like we have a whole lot of life. We just want to have you have fun. So
yeah.
Well, I like hanging out with you guys.
Well, and it turns out I was worried because of Ben, but I guess if Ben couldn't make it anyway, so it was okay. Yeah.
Well, hopefully I'll be able to make it more.
Because he's getting it. What was it, Yunfei? He's getting his tubes tied, I think it was this time.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, he's getting his tubes tied. So
he's not trying to he's not trying to get knocked up again, Hey.
No, after last time, it was
it was a bad deal.
Yeah, I mean he's just like, I can fold a baby. And that was the end of it.
Don't listen to action.
So all right. Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Catch us over at twitch.tv/crashedwhile-loading. You can click the button down there and subscribe so you get notifications on when we go live or when we stream stuff, which I'm hoping to do more. I just keep saying that, but I only do it every now and then. Also, you can click on the Discord button so you can follow us on Discord. If you've got anything to say to us during the show or after the show or between the shows or anything like that, feel free. We'll interact with you, believe it or not. Unlike some podcasts. Looking at you, right. Joe Rogan. He's not looking at us, trust me. So with that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I am Ashen Phoenix, and thank you, Jazz, Sib, Strafei, Yunfei, and of course, getting his tubes tied, Ben. With that, I still have no way of actually closing the show out, so...
the end!
Yeah, just go away. Just stop listening now. Why are you still here?
Bye!
Thanks to everybody, and oh wait, wrong one. Music, as always, is provided by Husky by the Geek. Visit him at youtube.com/HuskyByTheGeek to hear all his great video game covers and original music. Diddly diddly.